look back at some of the sets from when me and other teenage fans of LEGO started getting into LEGO, I think of some of them as being overrated. And not even Star Wars being my favorite theme will stop me from seeing certain sets from that theme as being overrated. But there's one set in particular that I feel deserves the title of one of the most overrated sets of all time, and the 8014 Clone Walker Battle Pack. Now, I know that a lot of angry army builders will go ahead and say, "Oh, you're just mad because you're an angry stupid kid, and you're stupid, and you don't have money, and you can't army build, you stupid kid." But I'm serious. That set is probably one of the most overrated sets ever, at least in my opinion. Now, before I start this video, I ask to please not immediately dislike this video, but please listen to what I have to say, and if you disagree, just leave a comment as to why you disagree with my points. But with that being said, let's jump into this video. So the figure selection of the set comprises of 3 regular Phase 1 animated clone troopers and a clone gunner. Now, I don't have any issues with the clone gunner, alright? I think it's a pretty decent figure, and I would certainly be proud to have it in my collection, probably manning some clone weaponry and whatnot. But where the issues really prevail is the regular Phase 1 animated clone trooper. Now, I wouldn't go as far as to say that it's a bad figure, more of a mediocre figure. I think that's more appropriate for this figure. But I still don't get why people hail this figure as some sort of like miracle or something. Thankfully, in 2013, they released a new armor design for the Phase 1 troopers, and that's what they've used in sets ever since. Now, let's start off with the torso. Um, we'll skip over the lack of leg printing on this figure because it is a 2008-2009 figure after all, and it wasn't super common for figures back then, and especially in such a common one, so I'll give it a pass for that. But the torso is just so weird for some reason. I think maybe the lines are too sharp and bold in the printing. It just has this weird kind of look to it that you can't really describe why it's so weird. It's also smaller than it should be, so that's another point for the 2013 clones. All in all, it's just such a weird design, and it looks pretty off. And now, onto the head. So, even though the head is literal nightmare fuel to anyone who looks at it, I'm gonna give it a pass for this figure as well, because most people just replace their clone heads with regular, unprinted black heads, and even if you don't, the helmet covers it up pretty well. That being said, the helmet. Oh my god. The helmet print is so bad, I'm not even gonna try to sugarcoat it. It's bad. Plain and simple. The lack of detail on the helmet print is ridiculous. The little gray lines under the visor stick out like a sore thumb. I cannot stop looking at them. Little confession, I've always seen those little gray lines as the clone's eyes for some reason, and I still can't unsee it, so yeah, that kind of diminishes my love for the visor. And speaking of the visor, it is way too disproportionate. The 2013 Phase 1 regular Phase 1 clone trooper did it absolutely perfectly. So that's another point for the 2013 Phase 1. God, I'm gonna be in so much trouble if M&R Productions or David Halls ever see this video. Anyways, back to the figures. The animated markings on this figure is kind of why I have an issue with the animated style clones returning in the AAT and 501st Legion Clone Troopers set. And I've seen a few people voice those complaints alongside the white hips and white arms complaints. So I don't think I'm the only one here who is complaining about this figure. So, yeah. But before we go any further with this rant, I just want to quickly address the accessory situation. The only thing I see in this accessory selection being superior to the one in 7.9.13 is the inclusion of rangefinders and camo elements. That's kind of why I want to buy 3 to 5 of these at most. However, the rest of the accessories, being the gun selection, are um, a tiny bit worse compared to the ones in 7.9.13. Let me explain why. In 8.0.14 Clone Walker Battle Pack, we see the inclusion of 2 of the old blaster pistols and 3 of the medium-sized clone blasters. But in 7.9.13, you get more diversity in your weapon selection with 2 sniper rifles, clone sniper rifles, 1 medium-sized clone blaster, and 2 of the newer sized pistols. But anyways, that's it for the figure selection part of the video. And now we're on to the build of the set. Now, I get that battle packs are all supposed to be about building your army or whatever, and people don't care about the builds. But in my opinion, because of the build, Clone Troopers Battle Pack from 2011 is significantly better than Clone Walker Battle Pack. The build in 8.0.14 is miserable. It was supposed to recreate an ATRT, but completely failed. Let's start off with the shaping of the build. Does that look like an ATRT to you? Not to me. It looks more like a bug with a stung sticking out than an ATRT to me. It's completely inaccurate. It's got 2 seats instead of the intended one, and the funny thing to me is that the following year they released an even better model than that in the clone turbo tank. Isn't it funny when the side build is better than the main build? I don't know. I'm sorry, LEGO designers, but it's just true. And don't even get me started on that color palette. Green and trans orange and all that. It's just a very weird build. So, my top 3 favorite uh, battle packs of all time are Utapau Troopers Battle Pack, Kashyyyk Troopers Battle Pack, and Clone Troopers Battle Pack. But today we're going to be talking about the latter and why it's my favorite and possibly one of, if not the best, battle pack ever made. Let me start off with the one negative point I can find about the set, and that is the amount of Bomb Squad troopers in the set. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the Bomb Squad Trooper figure. It's a very nostalgic figure to me, alongside the rest of the figures in the set, but my one complaint about it is the amount of Bomb Squad Troopers in the set. I think that for an obscure type of clone trooper that appeared in only 2 episodes of the series, or at least I think it appeared in only 2 episodes of the series, this type of clone has way too many spots in this battle pack. It would have been fine if it was just one, but I think the second Bomb Squad trooper place could have been better filled in with another ARF, another Horn Company trooper, or a clone from a different legion, battalion, etc. But now let's get on with the figures. First up, we have the ARF trooper. I'd say this is the worst figure of the set, mostly because of leg printing, which all the other figures in this set do have, and because of the torso print, both of which were complaints I had with the regular Phase 1 animated clone trooper from the previous battle pack we discussed. But I think the helmet mold outshines all those issues simply because of how perfect it is. I don't see how they could fix it. It has amazing printing, the mold is great, and maybe they could shrink it a bit to make it a bit more accurate to its on-screen counterpart. But it is just such a great helmet, and it doesn't have any specific traits that make it an animated helmet. So I can use it in any situations I want. So I can put it on a realistic body and pass it off as a realistic ARF trooper. One thing I like about the figures in this set is how you can pass them off as realistic clone troopers because their markings outshine all of the animated markings that I have complaints about. So that's it for the ARF trooper. Now on to the next fig. Next up, we have the Bomb Squad Trooper. Now, despite the minor issue I have with the amount of Bomb Squad Troopers in this set, I think this figure is fantastic. The helmet is great. It doesn't have the little gray lines under the visor, and it's a very special and unique helmet. I think it's mainly because of the orange helmet mold. That's nice and unique to this figure as well. The printing on the torso does a well enough job, but the leg printing is incredible. Not only does it have a leg printing, which the Phase 1 Rex from that year didn't even have, and that's Rex, it also has toe printing, which, I don't know, it's such a cool figure that you could get in 2011. So keep that in mind. I just think it's a phenomenal figure. Great job by LEGO. Only complaint, there's too much in this set. But anyway, let's go on to our third and last fig, and that is the Horn Company Trooper. Now, this figure might be my favorite from this set. I don't know why. It's just got such a vibe to it, and the olive green coloring is fantastic. The markings really outshine the whole thing as well. Like in the Bomb Trooper, it's got, I don't know. It's just such an awesome figure. The helmet, I love the helmet. I also love the leg printing, which is one of the two figures in the set that actually has leg printing. It is just such a phenomenal figure. I can't explain why I love it so much, but it is, yeah, I love it a lot. But anyways, that's it for the figures, and now let's go on to the build of the set. Now, as I said before, Battle Pack builds aren't known for being great. They're just throw-ins added to a set to avoid legal trouble with Hasbro. That's kind of why Battle Packs were invented in the first place. But this set's build might honestly be one of the best Battle Pack builds ever. It is a green and white Bark Speeder, and it is just so great. It might be one of my favorite Bark Speeder designs, alongside the 2013 one. It has, it does such an elegant, it's a simple and elegant way to recreate the shaping and the details of the build. And I think the build has like 80 pieces. So that's really remarkable that they managed to do such a detailed and cool build with less than 100 pieces. It is just such a phenomenal build, and as I said, great for army building. Like I could use it in any situation I want without it feeling out of place, like the Clone Walker from the Clone Walker Battle Pack would. But that's it for the reasons why I love this Battle Pack. Let's jump into the conclusion. In conclusion, I think that 7913 Clone Troopers Battle Pack is a much superior battle pack than 8014 Clone Walker Battle Pack, simply because of the fact that 7913 improves on every aspect from its predecessors. Better build, better figures. But again, as I said, if you disagree with my opinions, please leave a comment down below as to why you disagree. But that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. And if you want to see more content like this, leave a comment down below or subscribe to my channel. But that is it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.